Jesus came sharing parables. As he came, the world was about to change, and many of his parables help orient a people who are hungry for that change to what that change will look like. Rob Bell wonders aloud, what if what's important about these stories is not so much that they happened, but that they happen? As followers of Jesus, we look reflexively back to when he told these stories and what they meant in that context, and we also wonder how they are being echoed now. These parables are about things that were about to happen. They are helps for understanding the world and how to seek God's kingdom of liberating love and justice in the wake of Jesus' ministry, state-sanctioned murder, and the defeat of that murder in his resurrection. And these parables are also about how the world works and what is happening now. They are helps for us to understand the world and how to seek God's kingdom of liberating love and justice now. For us in particular, in this moment, these parables are also helps for us being able to seek God's kingdom of liberating love and justice in the time of COVID and in the wake of the murder of George Floyd and in the months after Breonna Taylor's death with no arrest, and in the weeks after CHOP, regardless of our thoughts about how CHOP came to be or what we would have done differently, we live in the wake of CHOP. And in the weeks after one of our neighbors was murdered by another one of our neighbors, after Summer Taylor was murdered as they were boldly and playfully dancing in the street asking for justice. How do we live today in Seattle in the way of Jesus while we are on quarantine? This is no easy question. And certainly these parables are not going to fully answer these big questions, but they can reach across the millennia to sit with our hearts and give us inklings. So in today's parable, Jesus talks about a farmer who scatters seeds and what happens to those seeds. I don't know if you've ever planted a crop. We're just learning at my house, but I'll tell you something. We don't just scatter the seeds wherever. Who is this liberal farmer just scattering? It's clear that this farmer is bold and more concerned with the sharing of the seeds than with the results. They kind of remind me of the Jesus who welcomes us to his table without reservation about what kind of soil we are, without holding back, wondering what fruit we will bear. You are welcome. You're welcome. You are welcome at the table, and that is it. You don't need to wonder if you are the soil that grows 100-fold or the soil that shows up passionately for one day, but it ends there. If you are here today, you are welcome. God's love is big enough and wide enough and earth-changing enough that all can be welcomed without reservations at all. Whatever burden you bring with you today around what fruit you need to bear, just let it go. You are welcome here, all of you, every aching corner of your soul. You are welcome here. Breathe that in. Now, moving on, Jesus does indeed point out that there are different types of soil, and they do different things with the seeds. Some can't even hold on to the seeds for a moment before the birds steal them away. Maybe in this fruitful time of liberation, love, and justice, you are struggling to face your own complicity in the systems of oppression. I chatted online with a man this week who was invited to see the story of Mount Rushmore, and his response was immediately, "What about abortion?" It looks like a bird flew down and grabbed that seed before it took root. Maybe one day that bird will be satisfied and a seed will land and something new will grow. The farmer scatters seeds with their joy and boldness and welcome all the same. Now, if you do feel that you are that patch of soil, I'd invite you to wonder how you might change your situation so that so many birds are not snatching the seeds. Maybe you are just mentally unable to face any more shame than you already carry. So how can we as a church help you let go of that shame so that you can engage the truth that invites us to a future of mutual liberation? Maybe you just have too many things happening in your life. How can we make room for the work of anti-racism that Creator seems to be inviting us all to sit down at the table and do? Maybe it's just hard for you to wrap your head around this all on your own. So join us on Tuesdays for a book study on James Cone's cross and the lynching tree, or Wednesdays for a Bible study comparing the last week of Jesus' life to the last year of Dr. King's life. Or just email me, pastor@welcometablecc.org. How can we help you tend your patch of soil so that it is able to grow more fruit? But of course, remember, no matter the soil, no matter the seeds, no matter the fruit, it is all welcomely shared. You are welcome at this table. You are given seed regardless of if you are able to bear fruit right now. Now, some soil shoots up plants immediately, passionately, but it's rocky and the roots can't hold, so the plant dies before bearing fruit. Maybe you are now, or you have in the past, gone into a justice movement full speed ahead, and it burned you out. Or maybe you look back on movements that died too easily, and you are cynical about what is happening now. Just another flash in the pan, no fire that will consume us with love and justice. Okay, no biggie. The farmer still shares their seed with rocky soil. I imagine Jesus the farmer allows himself to be wowed by the flowers that grow. Here's the thing. Every time something grows up in that soil, though, and it dies, it puts nutrients back in the soil. Its short life becomes a part of the rocky soil, and the next, and the next, and the next, until that soil has enough nutrients that it can indeed bear fruit. Now, if you feel like that rocky patch of soil, I'd invite you to wonder how you might change your situation so that you can take root. Do you need spiritual direction? Would you like an elder to journey with you? Would you like to be connected with someone from this community who was involved in the 1968 civil rights movement, to have a mother, father, parent, to work in the bearing of fruit without burning out? Would you like for us to pray for you? Again, email pastor@welcometablecc.org to invite us into the work of helping you find roots. And remember again, no matter the soil, the seed is welcomely shared. You are welcome at the table regardless of the fruit you are able to bear right now. Now, some soil grows the plant, but also weeds, and the weeds win out. Jesus compares these weeds to the worries of this life. And just now there are plenty of worries in this world. I can only imagine Jesus to be the kind of farmer who would graciously let the dandelions be. It's okay if you are having trouble pushing past fears of dying of COVID, or the environment collapsing, or loss of family and friends, or loss of income, or who will win the election in November. Take a deep breath, and please don't add pressure to succeed at justice to that plate full of worries. That said, if you feel like you are the weed patch, I'd also invite you to wonder how you might change your situation so that change can take root. Maybe counseling would help. Maybe spiritual direction, maybe walking our labyrinth at a time the building is unoccupied and safe, maybe tending the gardens at the church with Louise, maybe a walk in the woods, maybe a prayer partner from our community. If you would like to sort out how to clear some of those weeds, again, email pastor@welcometablecc.org, and we will walk with you in this work. But remember again, no matter the soil, the seed is welcomely shared. You are welcome at the table, regardless of the fruit you are able to bear right now. And some of the soil bore 100-fold fruit. If that's you, let us know how we can celebrate you. How can we join you? How can we learn from you? How can we support you? I can think of a few of you out there. I can think of specific people who are out there bearing much fruit, and I imagine you get tired. Remember, we are here to support the fruitful patch too. So email pastor@welcometablecc.org to help us learn how to support and celebrate and learn from you. But remember again, no matter the soil, the seed is welcomely shared. You are welcome at the table, regardless of the fruit you are able to bear right now. This morning, Jesus welcomes you to the table to receive the seeds of love. This moment, your only job is to receive those seeds of love. Receive. Breathe and receive. Receive God's wild and wonderful love for you, for your neighbors, for our world, human and non-human. This moment, simply receive the seeds. And in the next moment, let's work to see what fruit can grow. Now receive. Amen.